Chizuru had many men she could choose to fall in love with throughout the series. Hajime, Soji, Kazama, and the best out of them Amagiri. But she chose Hijikata. Their love was deep for each other. In fact, it made high school love stories bland. Chizuru had a yearning for Hijikata and Hijikata had a yearning for Chizuru. Chizuru traveled to distant parts of Japan putting her life on the line just to be by Hijikata's side. Hijikata during his darkest moments was aching for Chizuru to be by his side. Before these moments and desires of theirs unfolded, there had to be a series of events which lined them up to have this love story. And during these series of events, it caused for them to develop feelings for each other. In this video I will be covering precisely that. Let's begin with how they met. Chizuru Yukimura was on a quest to find out where her father was. She had not heard from him for quite some time and this caused her to be worried. One night while searching for her father she was getting chased by bad guys. Both men who were chasing her got killed by Furies. The Furies then saw Chizuru and she was ready to be their next prey, however, Hajime saved her from the person doing damage to her. After this a mysterious man takes his sword out and points it directly at Chizuru's face and she is worried not knowing what is going to happen next. She then says, "That flowing, jet black hair took my breath away." The snow, fluttering, was illuminated by the moon's light as it fell. Like cherry blossoms flowering out of season. Then it cuts to the intro. The first thing to point out is the fact that Chizuru confesses within the first few minutes of episode 1 of season 1 she was attracted by Hijikata. Another point I would add to this is the setup in which they meet. It was not like they met at a coffee shop or while hanging out with friends, rather in a life or death situation. Hajime ends up saving Chizuru, but it is in that moment is Hijikata who gazes at Chizuru first. I find it peculiar how he has his sword straight at her and she is allured by him. I imagine Chizuru thought he wasn't going to do something extremely bad as he was part of the group of people who saved her from the Fury. This setup is crucial for the entire path of their love story because Chizuru and Hijikata both in their minds consider this to be a special moment. At the time Hijikata and Chizuru did not know each other, they didn't even know anything about their personalities. But the seed of their love story was planted right there at that moment. As the series unfolds, there is little focus put on Chizuru and Hijikata's bond. There was more of a focus with the other characters in the series. Little brief interactions with the two especially as Kazama was around. These moments were crucial, though. It was through these moments where Chizuru and Hijikata were able to figure out more about each other. Understanding who they truly at their core. As one does in real life before fully committing to someone. Hijikata as one of the main leaders of the Shinsengumi is constantly faced with challenges he must overcome. Chizuru has shown support to Hijikata emotionally and asking him for help if he needs it. On the flip side, Hijikata has shown support to Chizuru which creates for more of an appeal for Hijikata. For example, in episode 7 when Kazama was trying to kidnap Chizuru, Hijikata showed care for Chizuru making sure she is safe. A noble thing for Hijikata to do. In the following episode, episode 8, Chizuru is dressing up and all the members of the Shinsengumi are blown away by her beauty. Chizuru seems shy when she is alone with Hijikata. Hijikata begins talking to Chizuru about his past. About how he was running a decent dojo and him and the group would go drinking every night. He considered those times in his past as pleasant. They begin to banter with each other and then the scene ends off with photos of them all having a great time with each other. Season 2 is where Chizuru and Hijikata's love story begins to pick up. In the beginning of Season 2, Hijikata is now facing the consequences of taking the water of life. He is able to control himself and his temptations. Chizuru, however, requests Hijikata if she can be of assistance. There is a moment of them talking and Hesuke is stalking them. He says to Hijikata, "You're a softie for Chizuru." Hijikata then says to Hesuke, "Shut it." Even though this moment is meant to be for humor. It is still profound for Hesuke to make an analysis of Hijikata's behavior towards Chizuru. Hesuke knows how difficult Hijikata can be, he has seen him through a variety of moods much more than Chizuru has. So, for him to say that it is actually insightful because it shows how differently Hijikata behaves around Chizuru. Later on in the episode, Hijikata changes his attire and cuts his hair and Chizuru compliments him. As Season 2 progresses on, Hijikata asks for Chizuru to leave because the current area they are in will become a battlefield and he feels sorry for dragging her here. She says she will not leave, she wants to stay here. Hijikata says to Chizuru, no matter what, don't die. He then tells her to remove her short sword and they do an oath with each other. He makes a vow to Chizuru he will come back and be there for her. One thing I noticed in Season 2 as I was preparing for this video is Chizuru and Hijikata are spending much more time with each other. They are opening up more towards each other and they are acting like a couple that's actually official. Chizuru in episode 4 shows worries to Hijikata about him using his fury powers. She's afraid of him using it and requests of him not to because of the side effects. Hijikata is beginning to become more affectionate towards Chizuru. He is, in a sense, opening up his more sensitive side to her. After Kondo's passing, Hijikata is not his usual self. He is experiencing self-doubt in the sense that he thinks he cannot run the Shinsengumi. But his gloom is not getting in the way of him making sure he fulfills his duties. Hijikata begins to turn into his fury form and then has to drink Chizuru's blood. He returns back to his base form. This experience actually enhances their relationship. Later on throughout the series, Hijikata engages in a battle with Kazama. However, this time Kazama has a rare sword which makes it difficult for Hijikata. Hijikata in this battle gets severely injured, making Chizuru look after this injured Hijikata. He wakes up seeing her in his lap and just by looking at Hijikata's facial expressions and how he is behaving it is so apparent he has developed a fondness towards Chizuru. In addition, he has truly opened up to her. This season is really the highlight reel for Chizuru and Hijikata. As the season progresses, Hijikata senses something bad happening to Soji. He gets up, even though he is injured, and then has Chizuru with him and goes out searching for Soji. He sees Soji's sword in the floor and knows he has passed away. Both Chizuru and Hijikata are destroyed by this. Soji's death hit them both hard as they both cared for Soji dearly. As I go back and analyze Season 2 with this video idea in mind, it makes me aware of how much time Chizuru and Hijikata truly spend with each other. It also makes me aware of how deep they are connected with each other. With fresher eyes, I sympathize with Hijikata and have more compassion towards him. The amount of trauma he must have experienced, loss, self-doubt, grief, and overall gloom is astronomical. It makes so much more sense to me why he gravitated towards Chizuru, because she was there for him, giving him a helping hand, and supporting him. In addition, Chizuru was there by his side while he lost all of his friends and during his most challenging moments. Towards the end of Season 2, Hijikata and Chizuru go their separate ways. However, Chizuru and Hijikata finally meet up again. Hijikata goes in and gives Chizuru a hug. He says to her, "I came to realize something once you were gone. Without you by my side, it was agonizing just to stand. You have saved me." Chizuru responds, "From now on, please share your hardships and suffering with me," as tears are coming out of her eyes. Hijikata replies and gives the line of the century, "Stay by my side." In the final episode of Season 2 there is a scene of Hijikata confessing to Chizuru he loves her. He then leans in and gives her a hug. He also says he was not afraid of dying. But now he has a reason to live. As the episode is about to conclude, Hijikata has taken serious damage. It appears he is not going to be around for much longer. Chizuru is there helping out as much as she can. Chizuru says, "I'm not going to let you die." She gives Hijikata her blood and kisses him and tries to heal him. He is okay. They make their way to a field with beautiful cherry blossom trees. Kazama arrives and they engage in a battle which ends with both of them passing away. And Chizuru lives on. This is the end of Hakuouki Season 2. I think what caused for Chizuru to fall in love with Hijikata is quite clear. She noticed him at first and was instantly attracted to him, then she began to spend more time with him and their relationship developed even more. Over time the circumstances became such that Chizuru was spending majority of her time with Hijikata while every other member in the Shinsengumi had their duties to attend to. And they ultimately ended up dying, leaving Hijikata as the only person for Chizuru to spend time with. In addition, the tragic moments they both endured made their love for each other more powerful because they were with each other through the challenges they experienced. This is the video for today and I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to comment what you think made Chizuru fall in love with Hijikata in the comment section. Thank you and have a great day.